Hey family, hello to my queens, hello to my kings, hello to my brothers and sisters. Welcome back. Thank you for checking your sister out. I wasn't really planning on doing another video, but the way my last video had ended, the one I had called Let's Chat for Spiritual Like-Minded, I wasn't pleased with the way it ended because I was pretty much ready to speak on a subject that let me just say I wasn't really finished, and I hate to get started on the subject and then it's chopped off, shall I say. My camera, it had cut off, and I went ahead and uploaded it. And also I noticed the video was getting kind of lengthy, so I didn't want to, have like a long, stretched out video like that. And also the way that it had ended, I apologize because I know it was more information than many of you wanted to receive. So I apologize. But anyway, greetings to my brothers and sisters, to my queens and kings out there. Yes, you are who you say you are. I'm telling you this so it'll get in your spirit, all right? It got to get in your spirit. I give all honor to the Most High God, the infinite creator, source of all things, source within. I'm just sitting here in the front room, just laid back in this rocking chair that I had purchased from a thrift store. And I did a video about this topic, about purchasing anything that's used, like from flea markets, thrift stores. I've done a video about this. It's been some years back. It's been maybe 3 years, because I've had experience of purchasing. I had purchased a Wick 2-seater love seat chair, as well as a painting. It was a beautiful painting of the ocean, and I don't know which one was carrying the energy, because back then I wasn't as in tune and as intuitive as I am now, as far as picking up on energy. But let me just say this: even though I wasn't, I still noticed the shift in my room. I did notice a energy shift in my room. But what I'm saying is I couldn't pinpoint why the energy in my room shifted so much. And all of a sudden I thought about it. Well, it wasn't like this at first. All of a sudden I bought that wood chair and that, painting, and all of a sudden, the energy kind of shifted in my room. But anyway, looking back on it, one of them was carrying this, it wasn't both, it was one of them. I look back on it, it was a painting. It wasn't a wick chair, it was a painting. But the point I'm trying to make is, be careful, family, when you purchase used item. And there's nothing wrong with used, okay? There's nothing wrong with used, but be careful when you purchase them, because a lot of times people who once owned them before you don't know what they're into. And many of you know what I'm talking about. A lot of people are into witchcraft and a whole lot of other stuff. A lot of people are still foolish enough to deal with these Ouija boards, and basically just open up a lot of portals within their home. And if it's a chair, people sit in chairs and stuff. If it's an object that you constantly using all the time, and the energy is in that object, it can transfer onto you. That energy, it's like it follows you home. So like I said, I always put a light around you anyway, but still be mindful of, I'm just saying, be mindful, because people are gonna still buy used items, and there's something wrong with it. But be mindful. I'm just saying, before you bring it to your home, bless it, and definitely bless your home. And if you're someone that can sense energy, get a feel for that item before you bring it home. Because before I brought this in, I wasn't sensing anything negative about this chair. I did bless this chair, and I blessed my home as well. And since this chair been in my home, I haven't been noticing anything weird going on. My home is blessed, all right? It's been blessed, even when I was having my dark night of the soul, my home has been blessed. I never dealt with anything as far as dealing with like negative energy, anything negative in my home, like stuff moving around. I never had to deal with stuff like that. But like I said, one must bless their home and surround not only yourself, but your space with light, all right? Expand that light that is within you. Expand it outwardly, all right? Expand that light. But anyway, I'm a real quick tell you real quick. Been some years back, but I had this when I was living with my grandmother. I had purchased a wick chair, a 2-seater love seat wick chair, as well. I had purchased a beautiful painting of the ocean. I love that painting. And like I said, first I started noticing the difference of the energy in my room. Still didn't pick up on the fact that it was coming from one of those items that I had purchased, all right? And then I started noticing the painting kept falling on the floor. It just kept falling on the floor. And I'm like, I picked, it was a big painting. And I kept, when it would fall, it would kind of startle me, cause I was scared the heebie-jeebies out of me. I'm like, what the paint doing falling, but I know things do happen. So I tried to, I was just pretty much trying to just, think of ways, that it could be falling. Maybe I didn't, put it up properly, you know what I'm saying? So I kept trying to adjust it, make sure it stayed, on the wall properly. So, but still I was not thinking, it's something with this painting. So anyway, I moved it. I had it first above my wick chair and it fell behind me, all right? It fell twice. Then I moved it from my wick chair. I was constantly trying to explain it away, why this painting keep falling. And then I put it like to the left, like I'm sitting here facing this way, and I had it to the left of me. I moved it and set it on the wall, and then eventually started back falling again. And then not only that, one day I was looking up under my bed, and cause I used to keep a lot of my shoes up under my bed. That's just something I would do. Instead of me putting them in the closet, I would just have like a bunch of shoes up under the bed, and then trying to get a broom. But you know how you constantly keep putting stuff under your bed, it end up being pushed back. So these shoes that I really, really wanted, they was like under my bed. So I'm over here, just an ordinary day. I'm over here, looking up under my bed. I pulled the blanket back, looking up under my bed. It was kind of like dark, but light was coming in because, of the window. And so I was looking up under the bed, and all of a sudden I saw this shadow came from the darkness, from the dark part up under the bed, and it moved towards me. I jumped back. I said, what the hell? And I apologize because, for the cursing, but I'm just keeping it real. I said, what the hell? And I said, cause I know what I saw, right? Cause the shadow came from the darkness, and of course it couldn't move too close because, I don't know, it's, when light always overshadow darkness, but it moved towards me enough to where I saw it, and it looked humanoid looking. I said, what the hell? And I did like that. I said, oh no, that did it for me. It's enough that my painting kept falling. But for that shadow to be up under my bed like that, I said, oh no. Because actually, where I had the wick chair, I had moved the wick chair around to the other side, and during this time I had my bed in the space where the wick chair was. And the painting, I think the painting was still like on the left. But I'm just saying, family, something inside of me, I at least had enough common sense to listen to my intuition. Something inside of me said, get rid of the wick chair, get rid of the painting. Cause I wasn't sure which one was carrying the energy. I got rid of both of them, and I kid you not, family. The air and the I had to say the air, but you get what I'm going with this. It's like the air in my room changed. It felt lighter in my room because it was like kind of heavy and dense in there. The atmosphere, that's the point I'm trying to make. The atmosphere changed. It felt lighter in my room. All I'm saying is I did the right thing. One of those was carrying some dark energy that somebody had before me. And back then I was thinking about, blessing no object and all this mess. Before I bring it in my home. I wasn't thinking like that, knowing what I know now. But knowing what I know now, the fact that I'm more in tune with energy, I'm more in tune with my inner man as far as me receiving answers from within, I would have gotten okay whether this object was okay to come in my home or not. Because before I brought this in my home, I touched it like this, I closed my eyes, I got real quiet, and I wanted confirmation whether this chair carrying any negative energy. And I got the okay, it was okay. It wasn't carrying no negative energy. I blessed it anyway. And I blessed my home, and especially my space. And I brought this chair in. And like I said, I haven't been having any kind of weird experiences. Now, do I still see shadows on the side of my peripheral view? I still see that every now and then. And I had to do a double take because I know what I saw. But other than that, yeah. So be careful, family, because even houses that you rent or houses you plan on purchasing, you planning on buying houses you want to rent. Get a feel for that space. Walk around every room. If the temperature change, and you in that house, there's no furniture, no nothing in it, it's barren, it's empty, and the windows are not up. If the temperature change, like right now I'm seeing something. But anyway, if the temperature changes, okay, and it feels kind of cold and clammy like, and you get this inner feeling like get out and don't purchase that home. All right, that's your inner man tugging at you. And I'm speaking to the ones of you who have not really connected with source within yourself. You haven't mastered yourself to connect with your higher self yet. But still, the Most High God gives us all common sense. He gives all of us. I know us women are real in tune, with our intuition. But even for my brothers, what you know. If you feeling that feeling when your hairs is rising up, it's something in there with you. All right. Now, doesn't mean that it's necessarily bad. It doesn't really mean that. Maybe your body's just picking up on its spirits in there with you. That's already dwelling within that home, and they just for some reason trapped, earthbound. But sometimes when there are a lot of spirits that are earthbound and they are in homes, every now and then is something else in there that can be negative. Because for one thing, it's a portal that's opened up within the home, for one thing, and it was not shut. Somebody opened up something and they didn't shut it. Let me just say that. I never forget. I know I said it one time, and I'm gonna say it again real quick. I never forget, we were trying to purchase this old-fashioned brick home, and you know what? From the eyes, the carnal eyes, like I said, these eyes will fool you. Because we know everything's illusion anyway. But these eyes will fool you. You cannot go by these eyes, fam. You got to go by your sixth sense. You got to go by your senses, all right? Your God-given senses. To the eyes, the house was just beautiful. It was just right. It had, cause I love a home that has like a nice wide porch. The home had a nice wide porch. Inside, it was just, it just had all what we were looking for in the home. It had it. The appearance of what we were looking for. Old-fashioned brick home. It had a downstairs, a basement. We checked out the upstairs. The upstairs felt fine. The energy was fine. Lo and behold, family, we started going down the steps. I noticed it was real dark down there, but we overlooked that. The lights were off, so we walked down the stairs, turned the lights off. It's still, the light was kind of dim light. It wasn't bright, so I kind of overlooked that a little bit. But I was picking up on something. Back then, I wasn't as intuitive and as an empath as I am now. But my gifts were, let me just say, I wasn't aware of my gifts. I said like that. Like a lot of us, we always explain things away. But I was picking up on something. I could put my hand on it. It felt clammy down there. The atmosphere changed. And even my mom, she didn't say anything to me, but eventually she ended up, once we left the house, she ended up telling me something about that house ain't right. Even she picked up on it. So let me just say that we all have this sense, all right? We all have this sense, within us that, even when it comes to energy, we all can pick up on the energy when it shifts. It's just a matter of being aware of it and exercise it, all right? You pick it up on it, you need to leave. So anyway, we went downstairs, turned the light on, the light was dimmed. We walked around a little bit. The whole time I was down there, I wanted to leave. But I was still trying to press through because I liked the house. But still making excuses, just trying to press through. We noticed where the washing machine was. There was another section up under the house that was to the side. It was like in another room, but the room had earth in it. Now, what I mean by that is it had another side to it that you would think that it should be under the house, but it was downstairs. That's what the washing machine was. I was like, hell to the no. For one thing, it was dark down there, and they had one of those kind of lights where you got to pull the string and all that. Ain't no way I want to have now, some of you in a house like that, you probably used to it. It don't bother you, and your house is blessed in a way. But, I mean, this house right here, let me just make a long story short. The room had earth underneath it. And I didn't like that. I'm like, if somebody was in his home, they killed somebody, they could easily bury somebody up under the house. But anyway, I was not picking up on good vibes about that house whatsoever. I don't care how it looked to me. I don't care how I liked the house. We walked around the backyard. I mean, it had like a nice garden look to it, landscape look to it. But that downstairs did it. The energy changed, the atmosphere changed. I felt this presence, like something wanted us out of the house. And you know what? You got to tell me one time. We got up out of there. We hurry up. And my mom said, even my mom was like, I don't like this. That's what she kept saying. I don't like this. I don't like this. And I was like, I like the house, but it's just something about this house ain't right. And all of a sudden, it just felt I just felt this evil presence in the house. As if something could have happened just at any time. We hauled ass up them steps, and I didn't feel. Only time I felt right was when we finally closed the front door and we locked it. That's only because this company, like they give you a key and all that, so you can check the house out for yourself, get a feel for it if you want it. You take the necessary steps to rent it out if you want to. But family, woo, that house. Boy, if I would have been the person that would ignore my senses, and my mom would ignore our senses, we would have been in a house that was definitely haunted. I mean, the energy was just, and what the spirit that was there, they didn't want us there. There was nothing moving. We didn't hear no noise, nothing, but the energy, it was thick. It was so thick. So I just wanted to say this, family, because I've had the experience. Please be mindful of what you purchase before you bring it in your home if it's used. Please be mindful of these homes that you're planning on moving in. It could be an apartment, all right? I'm just saying home, period, all right? Be mindful. Walk that space. Walk every room, every cranny of the room, and make sure that space is clean, all right? Because, if you don't, you're going to have to deal with the consequences of once you move in. And all of a sudden, all kind of hell will break loose. You start, having all kind of crazy experiences. And it might not, and obviously it won't be for your highest good, especially dealing with a whole lot of low vibrational entities and energies, trying to attack you because they don't want you in that space anyway. So please be mindful of that, family. Be mindful of that. It's crazy. I just want to share that. I've said this story before, I think like 2.5 or 3 years ago, but I just wanted to say it again. I feel like somebody needs to hear it because many of you might be thinking about moving, especially for my brothers and sisters who are very empath, intuitive. You know what time it is anyway. Yes, do a clean sweep, all right, throughout that apartment, throughout that home before you bring your loved ones in that space, all right? Please do that. Because it's nothing like being in a clean environment. It's nothing like it. A blessed, clean environment. It's nothing like it. But real quick, family, I want to get back real quick to the ending of my last video. And like I said, I apologize the way it had ended. But let me just say this real quick. Like I said, the powers that be, they are so ahead of us because they know what time it is. They know what time it is. They know people are starting to awaken, and one way to slow down the process of people awaken, and the reason they're trying to slow it down because if you awaken, you're gonna be easy to be controlled, and many of you know that already. If you're watching me, you know what time it is, family. I'm always talking like this because I always knew people watching me. Okay, so that's why I speak about things that many of you already know. But at least we are all. You see me, you get me. At least we are all on one accord, okay? But, they're trying to slow down the process, family, because they know that, Mother Earth Gaia is shifting, right? They know this. And I'm speaking to my brothers and sisters who are spiritual, like-minded, like myself, who are having experiences like myself. And if you are not, but you are curious and you decide and you choose to watch me, it's your choice. I want to say much love to you, and I thank you for checking me out, even though you can't relate to what I'm saying. But a lot of things I'm speaking about, you can relate to, because you know that the power that be are telling a lot of people a bunch of BS's, especially, them controlling the media, because there's a lot going on in the world you won't even know about. We won't even know about it. They're not going to talk about it, because awareness start to increase, and people start asking more questions, and people get to where they won't listen to them anymore, and you know what I'm saying. And let me just get to the point. So anyway, like I said, the power of the bee is trying to slow the process down by keeping everybody distracted, all right? Keeping everybody dumbed down and distracted to where people are not questioning. They stop questioning. And when you get people to stop questioning, all right, that's when they get their grips on you. It's good to question everything, all right? Especially when stuff don't make sense. When it don't make sense. Because the Most High God has given us all common sense, all right? He's given us all power, love, and sound mind, all right? We need to start exercising that. Like I said, slowing us down by a whole lot of distractions by using these celebrities as puppets, all right? A lot of people are worshiping these celebrities, and they're worshiping them because they're constantly in their carnal view. They're constantly in their carnal views, but they're seeing all the time on the media, on the radio. So you tend to worship them. You want to follow them at every move. You want to know what's going on with them. And these people are not serving you any. They're not serving you whatsoever. They're not trying to help you to raise your vibration. They're not trying to help you to connect with your higher self. All right. They know what they know. Okay. I ain't saying they know what we know, but they know what they know. But they're not trying to help you, family. All they're doing is getting rich off of. And when I say you, I'm not saying you as all collective as far as me speaking to my viewers and everybody. I'm just saying, when I say you, you know whose you are. You still buying their music. You still listen to all their music. They're not serving you no good, all right? All they are is just, for the, they use the powers that be are using them to distract you, all right? They're pimping them and using them to distract you. And what better way is to use a celebrity, a figure that you look up to, all right? And for the most part, people look up to them because of their status, all right? They're broke, and the average person on the street, you wouldn't even be checking them, all right? People love the glitz and the glam, and we all know that everything that's shiny ain't gold, all right? The real gold is within you, all right? But anyway, and the real thing that's shining is within many of you, but you gotta span that light, okay? With these so-called goggles, like I said, these virtual reality goggles, all right? And when you put them on, you can find yourself doing all this right here, changing, the scenery. And, I never put one on, so I'm not going to go into depth speaking from someone who's had experience of wearing them. But I have seen people on YouTube doing reviews about them. Let me just say that. And they also give you an idea of how it looks on the screen when you're wearing them. Let me just say that. But the point I'm trying to make is, family, the powers that be, trying to get people so distracted to where they are using an external device to put on, all right, for whatever reason, when you're going to play games or whatever reason, to tap into the web or play games, or take a break from this reality and go to a whole nother reality that we know that's false. But it's pretty much like it's taking you away from this reality and you experience another reality, and through the web, I guess, or this artificial, AI artificial reality, matrix reality, web. Let me just say this, family. Once I got to the place, once I got to the point of mastering myself, connecting with source, opening up to where I'm seeing a whole other side to me I did not know existed. Even though I read the Bible And Christ was speaking about a lot of things back then that I could not relate to. When he spoke about the kingdom that is within us, this kingdom is endless, all right? It's endless. It's endless, all right? And when you go within yourself, it's like a universe that is within you. When you start to see within yourself, it takes you to places that in this lifetime you probably would never go to by plane. So, you know, a lot of places are like overseas or whatever, you know. If you're someone that like to travel, or well, if you're someone like to travel, you know, you've been to many places, but there are some places you've never been to. You go within yourself, you can go to those places. If you're someone that, you know, want to travel but you can't really afford to because you know it's very expensive, you know, many people work from paycheck to paycheck. And then for those who don't, they still, you know, can't really afford these expensive trips. You go within yourself, it's free, family. It's free. When you master yourself, you can go anywhere, even to planets, all right, even to other dimensions. But the power that be don't want us to know that. They don't want us to notice that we have the power within us to tap into source, to take us to these places, all right? They don't want you to connect with your higher self. They don't want you to connect with your guides, your ancestors. They don't want, and when I speak about your ancestors, you have to realize we all go back. You know, we all, you know, everybody's background is different, and you know, we all have been different people in our past lives. You know, the word, it's not going to say, you know, I knew you before you were formed in your mother's womb. Okay, for source to say that, obviously you had to existed before. Let me just say that, all right? We all have existed before we came here, all right? Many of you know that. But the point I'm trying to make is there's so much more to us. A lot of things that are about us, we have forgotten. But when you start to meditate, I'm gonna tell you some reasons it's good to meditate. It's good to meditate. For one thing, you shut this world off. You go within yourself, you get quiet, you shut this world off. You're not thinking about things, people. You're not thinking about the cares of this world. You're not thinking about money, because money and spirituality does not mix, all right? You're not thinking about anything. All you're doing is going inside yourself. You're going inside yourself, you're shutting this world off, you're quieting your mind. And it is so good. It is so good when you go within yourself. You want to say, who am I? Who am I? Make that your attention. Who am I? Go within yourself. And also make it your attention. You want to connect with your higher self. Make it your attention that you want to connect with your guides. All right. Now, it's one thing to connect with your guides. Hold on. I'll get back to that in a minute, because a lot of times I go from one subject to the next. And I see already my time is already, you know. But let me just say this real quick. The things that those goggles allow you to see is the same way you can see inside yourself. And the power that be knows that. That's the point I'm trying to make. The same thing these goggles, these virtual reality goggles, allow you to see, to where you can do all this mess. You know, like you touching this and touching that and stuff is moving and all of that. Because you're playing a game and all of that. You can do the same thing inside yourself. You can do the same thing inside yourself. It takes time. You're not going to be able to do it right away. It takes time. It's like take baby steps. For one thing, you need to master opening yourself up to connect with source. And it's baby steps. You start seeing colors. You start seeing images. You start seeing sacred geometrical shapes, all right? You start seeing numbers. You start seeing letters that you have no idea what they mean. They like foreign letters, all right? But a lot of this is stuff coming back to you from your past lives. You know, many of us, we were some awesome beings before we came here, but we don't remember because our memory has been swiped, you know, for whatever reason. I feel like when we're here, it's like we're meant to get back to that Christ-like state of finding out who we are. And when you find out who you are, boy, I tell you, a bad girl, you a bad boy. You know, people can't just tell you anything. You know, when you know what you know, people can't play you. When you know what you know, the powers that be, they doing all this talking on the news, but you could go within yourself and find out if they telling, if they lying to you or not. You know, they can't tell you anything because you know what you know. When they say go to the left, you know to go to the right. You know, because your guys have got your back. You know, your angels and your higher self is steering you in the right direction. The point I'm trying to make is when you're wearing these goggles, and many of you know what I'm talking about, the virtual reality goggles, when you go within yourself, I know everybody's experiences are different, but when you go within yourself, you will have the same experience. But what you're doing is something to it. You're able to manipulate and change your reality as well. All right. What you don't, if what you're seeing out here you don't like, you could change it by going within yourself. And everything starts within yourself. Now let me backtrack. For many of you, like I said, practice make perfect. But you gotta take time out for yourself. You gotta have self-love. You gotta take time out for yourself. You gotta meditate. I suggest many of you to at least do 20 minutes starting off, and then increase it to 30 minutes, and then increase it to 40 minutes. Your sister, I do 40 minutes and over. That's just me. I'm used to it. Because for one thing, when I go out there beside myself, there is no time. There is no time. So if I'm saying I want to do 30 minutes, I come out, it's over an hour. It's about an hour, 15 minutes. Or at least going on an hour. Let me just say that. Because you're seeing so much and you're receiving so much information. And a lot of information, you don't know what it is, but your higher self knows. And it's going to relate it to you. You know, every day, you know, you going by your day, things come to you. You have epiphany. Things come to you. Because this is the information you have been receiving within inside yourself. You know, your guys, they're not going to bombard you. They're not going to bombard you with a whole lot of information. Because like I said, you know, too much information is not good. And it can also make you crazy too, you know. But they're going to give you enough for, you know, like I call it spiritual milk and I call it spiritual meat. They're going to give you enough that you can handle, all right, that you can adjust to where they have you coming back for more. They start downloading you with information. And like I said, for some of you, you know, everybody start out you seeing colors first. You know, that's how it was for me. I was seeing a lot of beautiful colors at first, a lot of beautiful rainbow colors, and then I started seeing, you know, my light beams and all that, you know, coming around me. You know, it's been like different stages for me, but you know, I know I can speak for me, but I'm just saying for some of you, it might start with colors, then it might start off with, you know, like I said, imageries. You seeing symbols, sacred geometrical shapes. You seeing ancient symbols that you know good well, you can't read it, but your inner man reads it because you know you was someone that understood it before, but you still receiving it, and by and by you gonna understand it. By and by, you're gonna start seeing spirals. Now, you see these spirals. When I was seeing them, they were considered as. Let me say it like this: when I was seeing them, they were assigned for me as portals. You know, I call them gateways. You know, and they would lead me like to a whole nother dimension. You know. And I can go on and on with things I've seen. I've seen a lot of beautiful, awesome things. I've seen things that I can't really speak about because I forgot. But that's why it's good to have a dream journal as well as a meditation journal to write things down. But they, you know, these spirals. I don't know why, but my video keep pausing. That's interesting. Maybe it's the energy building up. I don't know. But these spirals take you from one point to the next. All right. And if you're conscious enough of it and you're seeing inside yourself real good, you will see what look like a funnel. Y'all know what a funnel is? I know you know what it is. You know how a funnel looks, how it's wide on one end and skinny on the other. If you're conscious enough, you will see how you go inside that spiral. You'll find yourself, to me, like I'm in space, but I know I'm inside myself. Inside, it's like light, because you see like light shooting. You know, it's like you're going through this force field of light. One funnel end wide on this end, you go through it, you're going through you're going through the narrow part, that's just light, all right? It's light source. And you come out the other ends, it's wide. And I've seen that before with inside myself. It's interesting, but the point I'm trying to make is when you go through yourself, it can take you from one point to the next point, from one dimension to the next dimension, just like this. But they don't want you to know that. They don't want me to know how powerful we are, how we have the ability to go within ourselves and go inside our own universe, from one point to the other, from one dimension to the other. They don't want you to know that. How we can connect with our ancestors, connect with our star family. They don't want you to know that. And the reason I say star family, because like I said, we were all once somebody different. We were all somebody different before we came here. Some of us were ETs before we came here. ETs have a lifespan too. ETs have a lifespan too. It's longer than ours, but once that lifespan is up, they reincarnate to something else. Because we all are having different experiences. We all are having different experiences. We're growing. We're having different experiences. And before we come here, we choose this life for a reason. But I choose a lot of it has to do with karma as well. We're learning, you know. Some of you that was once Caucasian, you're living a person that's colored, that's melanin now. All right. I know many of you don't agree with that, and that's okay. I received the information from my higher self. All right. I've been people that I am not in presently that I am now. All right. You know, I experienced being an Indian man. All right. All right. I experienced being this woman that was in Africa. I experienced being this woman that was a princess. All right. Back in the day. I ain't gonna go through all of that because y'all trying to figure out who she talking about. But I've had experiences of, you know, past lives. All right. I had experience of being an ET. And I can see that ET when I'm looking in the mirror, and I go in the mirror and it's dark and dim. I can see that ET is still inside of me. I can see it. I'm facing it. I'm actually facing one of my past lives staring right back at me. Cause I'm open, and I remove fear to where whatever I see, I accept it and I embrace it with love. All right, cause the Most High God, He's nothing but love. All right, He is a creator. That's what He do. He create. All right, for His pleasure, and that's what the words say. Y'all go back and read Revelations. He create for His pleasure. All right, but you know, yeah, He create for His pleasure that He gets the glory. Let me just say that. All right, our Creator does. But there's so much more that I want to say. Like I said, I can make other videos, but if I have time, I don't know if I'm going to have time, family. But I'm going to say this real quick. You know, many of us are mediums, all right, and you know, in clairvoyantes, I forgot you pronounce it, but I look at myself as just being a seer. You know, I see what I see. I know what I know. And I really try not to really put like a really label on it. But, you know, you are what you are. You know, all I can say is just embrace your gifts. Embrace your gifts and be grateful. And always give honor to the Most High God and give Him the glory. And just bless somebody and be your brother's keeper, your sister's keeper. But